The way they perceive you has evolved into something profound, a deep, reverent admiration that encompasses your multifaceted beauty, innate wisdom, and unwavering strength. What once may have begun as simple attraction has transformed into something far more significant and enduring. Every aspect of who you are resonates deeply with them, forming a portrait of someone not just extraordinary, but unforgettable. You are a rare soul whose presence leaves an imprint. They are captivated not by surface appearances alone, but by the radiance that comes from within, a glow that defies convention and societal expectations. Your strength, in particular, stands out to them. It's not the loud, performative kind, but a quiet, steady resilience that commands attention and earns respect. You refuse to entertain nonsense or tolerate anything that diminishes your value, and that boundary setting, done with such grace and dignity, is incredibly powerful. In a world where many people shape-shift to appease others, you remain rooted in your truth. Your presence is like a lighthouse in a storm, unwavering, clear, and unafraid to shine. They admire that you prioritize your peace, that you hold your own well-being sacred. To them, this is not only admirable, it's revolutionary. Your sense of independence, your ability to move through life without seeking external validation, sets you apart. While others look to trends, approval, and fleeting applause, you set your own pace, walk your own path, and carry yourself with unmistakable self-assurance. You don't just follow, you lead. You're not swayed by the noise of the world because your inner voice is louder, more certain, and deeply connected to your essence. They find this incredibly appealing. Your authenticity gives them permission to explore their own. What they feel for you transcends admiration. You have become a source of wisdom and inspiration. In your presence, they are invited to re-examine their own choices, to reflect on their values, and to embrace their individuality with more courage. Your refusal to fit into boxes encourages them to break their own molds. You've become a mirror reflecting what is possible when someone lives in full alignment with their truth. They don't just admire you from afar, they aspire to be more like you. They've come to see you as a role model, a living embodiment of self-respect and strength. You've become a guiding light in a world often defined by chaos and contradiction. What's most moving to them is how you remain unaffected by the need to be validated. You know who you are. You know your worth. And that, to them, is liberating. It has made them question their own patterns, how much of their self-worth was tied to others' opinions. How often did they bend for acceptance? Watching you has been enlightening. Your confidence, grounded in self-knowledge, pushes them to untangle themselves from false identities and lean into their own truth. And yet, beneath the armor of resilience, they sense something more, a softness, a gentleness few are permitted to witness. Though you may not need protecting, they feel a compelling urge to safeguard your heart. This is not rooted in condescension but in reverence. It's a reflection of their deep care, their devotion to your well-being. It's a way of saying, even if you never ask, I will always be here, ready to defend you, not because you are weak, but because you are precious. The more they reflect on your influence, the more they are driven to become the best version of themselves. They long to reach the level of self-possession and grounded confidence you seem to carry so effortlessly. They want to live with the same clarity, the same sense of purpose. They yearn to live in a space where external noise no longer holds sway over their choices. Your leadership, decisiveness, and confidence in carving your path has not gone unnoticed. It's prompted them to confront their own hesitations and reevaluate what truly matters. The symbolism of the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Cups lingers in their thoughts, a vision of a fresh beginning, ripe with promise and mutual growth. They see in you not just a companion, but a catalyst. With you, the possibility of building something enduring and beautiful feels real. There's a palpable sense of destiny between you. What you share defies the limitations of time, distance, or logic. It's a connection built not just on attraction, but on understanding, respect, and a profound emotional resonance. Over the past few days, their mind has been flooded with thoughts of you, tracing the unexpected path that brought you together and reflecting on the deeper meaning of your connection. It's become clear that your journey hasn't followed a traditional or romanticized script. Instead, it's been filled with detours, trials, and unplanned turns. But even in the chaos, there's a sense of divine orchestration, a belief that every moment, every misstep, was somehow preparing both of you for something more. They hold on to that belief tightly, returning to the mantra that has guided them through moments of doubt: everything happens for a reason. They often find themselves reflecting on the first moment they met you. That meeting, so simple, so seemingly ordinary, was anything but. At the time, they couldn't have anticipated how deeply you would impact them, how powerfully you would awaken emotions they didn't even know they were capable of feeling. But looking back, they recognize that it wasn't coincidence, it was alignment. It was fate stitching a new chapter into the story of their life. You sparked something in them, ignited a light that had long been buried under fear, doubt, and resignation. Since that day, not a moment has passed without the echo of that awakening. The transformation you triggered in them wasn't momentary, it was foundational. It's altered the way they view the world, their choices, and themselves. What you share with them is unlike anything they've known. It's more than physical attraction or emotional comfort. It's a union of spirits, two souls recognizing each other beyond the constraints of this lifetime. There's a familiarity in your connection that defies explanation, a sense that you've known each other before. Every interaction feels like coming home, like reuniting with a part of themselves they didn't realize was missing. But admiration alone cannot carry a relationship. They know this. And so, they've committed themselves to the work. They are investing in their growth, digging deep into the uncomfortable spaces of their soul, confronting wounds they've long ignored. They are not doing this casually, they are doing it with intention. Because they know that to be with you, to meet you at the level you deserve, they must evolve. They must rise. And so they are. This journey of self-improvement is not without its challenges. But each obstacle, each painful realization, brings them closer to being the person they long to become, not just for themselves, but for the life they envision with you. A life where your love can thrive, unburdened by fear or insecurity. They picture a future where your connection is allowed to bloom in full expression, no longer hindered by hesitation, but nurtured by mutual trust and alignment. Amid this reflection, they've also come to terms with their past choices. At one point, they allowed external pressures and fear to dictate their actions. In the face of a critical decision, whether to fight for your bond or walk away, they chose the latter. The familiar path, though flawed and ego-driven, seemed less daunting than the unknowns of vulnerability and emotional honesty. And in doing so, they let fear win. They let someone else, a third party cloaked in manipulation, guide their steps. That decision haunts them. In the beginning, they believed retreat would offer relief. But instead, it led them into a hollow existence. They began to see the stark difference between the life they had chosen and the one they had forsaken with you. Those who once seemed to offer support fell short. The comfort they sought dissolved into emptiness. With every passing day, regret set in deeper, forcing them to face the consequences of their own avoidance. In the solitude that followed, a painful truth emerged: they had abandoned something sacred. The clarity of hindsight became unbearable, but also necessary. It was within that crucible of reckoning that they began to rediscover themselves. They broke through the numbness, dismantled the lies, and confronted the fear that had controlled them for far too long. Now, with that clarity, they're on a journey of reclamation. They're peeling back layers of complacency, diving into healing, and choosing discomfort over stagnation. And as they move through this process, the hope of reconciliation with you, once thought impossible, has become a guiding light. What they once dismissed as a dream now feels like an achievable reality. They're not just hoping for another chance, they are preparing for it. They're working to become the kind of partner who can meet you where you are. Someone who can match your strength, your integrity, and your vision for the future. This process is not linear, but it's deeply intentional. With every step, they shed another layer of fear and reveal more of who they truly are. Eventually, they gathered the courage to reach out, to extend an olive branch, however uncertain the outcome. Standing on the threshold of reconciliation, they look back at the storm that brought them here and realize its value. The pain, the distance, the mistakes, it all led to transformation. What they offer you now is not a plea, but a promise, to show up, to do better, to love with purpose. Their decision to return to you is not rooted in guilt or desperation. It is born of growth. It is a testament to the enduring nature of your bond and to their own evolution. Love, in its purest form, has the power to transform. And it has. They have been changed by loving you, by losing you, and by fighting to find their way back. As they take that final step, they do so with faith, not just in you, but in both of you. Together, you can navigate what comes next. Together, you can build something unshakable.